So I'm out yesterday with my wife, and we're watching stand-up comedy, and the comics are going up, and they're just bombing, like one after another, and they're going off like after 3 minutes. You're supposed to have 5 minutes. They're going off after like 3 minutes. Like I can't. I have no more material. Hey, I got one last joke. No laughs for my last joke. Oh well, and they're all going off, and I'm just like, I could do this. So I go put my name down. I'm last to go up, and no one's laughed in like an hour except for me. I'm like hooting in the back because I'm getting myself in the zone to do some really good stand up. Because I'm like, this is just sales. They don't have the attention, they don't have the interest. So I'm gonna just go up there and kill it because I'm gonna have fun, and then they're gonna have fun because I'm having fun. So I go up. And I'm like, hey guys, I just saw everyone bombing so much that I just figured I'd come up here and try it myself. I'm Devin Young, and what's everyone interested in? And it's silence. Religion? Silence. Spirituality? Some guy raised his hand. I'm like, hey, you, sir, what sort of spirituality are you interested in? He goes, well, I light candles, and I'll stare at them for hours. And I'm like, hey, man, we're all descended from that first monkey that couldn't stop staring at fire, so that makes a lot of sense, Fire worship is a deeply logical religion, the same as sun worship is also a deeply logical religion, and this is where it picks up. Religion, you're staring at this thing, you're like, when it goes away, be cold and sad and make food. So, like, naturally, you're going to worship the sun. It's the nature of a logical mind of the sort that comes to the sort of global dominance that allows it to produce things like this, like electric lights, water that always works. I get some more questions for you guys, but before I get into those, I'd like to share a story about this time I was at Market Basket. This is a grocery store in the far off land in New England from whence I come. And I'm at Market Basket, and we're standing in line because there's news there's going to be a blizzard. It turned out to only be 2 inches of snow because they can't predict the weather anymore than they can predict the economy or the climate. Regardless of what they tell you, the mathematical models just simply don't make it possible. So we're at this grocery store, we're standing there, and the water always works, and the lights are on, and it's warm inside, and it's cold out there. And we're in line, though, because there's a blizzard. There's going to be like 2 inches of snow or something, so everyone's going to completely die. So everyone in the town, it feels like, has to be inside that Market Basket, standing there in line, absolutely back to back, wrapped completely around the store with this 2 inches of snow that are coming. So I'm standing there, I'm talking to this woman. Or I'm not even talking to her, actually, no, I'm misremembering this. I'm just staring. And I think I'm going, it's not so bad. Like there's that catchy thing that's on all the memes on Instagram, whatever. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. And I'm singing that because I have ADHD and I stopped taking Adderall in order to unrepress the internal Orientalism of the mind that had been building up, that calcified and gained the prescription, which was very useful at the time for ADHD. I definitely do have it tapping into while I'm boring to use my ankle right now. Why? I thought it would even be a good idea to come on here tonight. I'm just sitting here and I'm like, I'm having 18 million thoughts a minute. It'd be really fun to have a group of people and just look at them and just watch the way they react as I speak the 18 million thoughts a minute that are constantly moving through my mind, always, every second of the day. Because it's just like, when else is there really time to share that with people in a way that could even be remotely socially appropriate without getting put in a straitjacket, which is conversely why I have a stick. Good luck trying to put me in a straitjacket. I'm one of the best wrestlers in the country. Trying to win a Jiu-Jitsu World Championship, more on that later. So we have a very difficult time of putting me in a straitjacket, which is again the stick. But really, again, the stick is just to distract you from the knife. Because at the point you realize that I'm attacking you with the stick, you're going to try to grab it. But now I know where your hands are and they're not near your neck. And again, a great wrestler hand fighting with a knife. I just kill you and move away. Because if you're a lunatic who wants to fight me, I'm not going to fight you. Come to the gym for that. I'm just going to kill you. I don't want to do this, and I haven't had to, but I've come close because this one time in Salem with this guy with a machete. But again, I want to get back to this woman at Market Basket. Because I'm walking there and I'm just going, it's not so bad. It's not so bad. It's one of the 18 million thoughts that's always going through my head. And she says to me, for some unbeknownst reason, I wasn't expecting this, but good Lord, what a great opportunity. It is so bad.
So I turn to this woman and I unload one of those 18 million thoughts I was going through my head, and I'm like, actually, no, it could be the Soviet Union. We could all be standing in a bread line waiting for bread that isn't even going to be there when we get there. And I think in this moment, ladies and gentlemen, I may have made this woman enlightened. The expression on her face was one of pure abandoned bewilderment. She turned to the person next to her and immediately said, "Did you hear what this guy just said?" And she reiterated to him. I said it was so bad she was singing this little song, and he turns to me and says, "Actually, this could be the Soviet Union. We could all be waiting in one bread line for bread that won't even be there when we get there." And I think in this moment, this woman realized why she was a Republican. You know, this is the thing about Southern New Hampshire that I like, but it's the people in but they're all complete morons. The people in New Hampshire are much smarter, but they just don't read. And it's because they're outdoorsy, so they're not nearly as fat as the massholes. But it makes it difficult to relate to either group. So, before I get into my plans for world domination, does anyone have anything they'd like to say about why they're here? Because I can tell that most of the crowd is, you're all a bunch of comics, and you've come here to practice your own sets, and hell, they're just working on whatever the hell they're working on. They think this is a Starbucks and it's 2002, and they need to be starting the next great American novel here while some guy's doing comedy. Gold. And they can't even take notes, because again, I want to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, seeing y'all get stuck up here being like, why aren't y'all laughing? This is sales, and I have never done comedy at all. This is legitimately the first time I've ever been up on a stage. No, it's fine, sir. But you don't need to compete with me. I'm not here to compete with you. I'm taking over the world. My Napoleon syndrome manifests itself differently. So, besides this, I see this stuckness, and I'm really not trying to tell anyone how to do comedy. Because, well, I guess I am, because I'm an arrogant asshole. But that's fine, though, because this is the one place where it's okay to admit your faults and we can all loosen up and take ourselves a little less seriously. Because at the end of the day, I think that there's one thing that a few of the people up here understood tonight, and many people did not understand. Everyone here came here to laugh for one reason or another, whether it is your mission to spread comedy to the world because you yourself are a comic who is attempting to get a comedy career started, get clips for Instagram. I've done the Instagram circuit, I've done the Facebook trench wars. I was in the meme war of 2016 that got Trump elected. Whether or not it was righteous, I won't say, but the fighting was absolutely glorious. So, and I'm currently doing my trench warfare on YouTube where I am completely shadow banned for reasons that may be becoming apparent to you right now. I don't think the algorithm really knows what to say, but I don't think I'll be banned as long as I keep on using large words and making long videos, because the ultimate people who are going to cause problems in this world have very, very, very short attention spans, and they only think in simple words. So if you want to get away with plotting world domination, for instance, you simply speak for a long time and use large words. And again, as someone pointed out, you know, if people had read Mein Kampf, they would have been able to stop Hitler. If people had read The Art of the Deal, they could have stopped Trump. So I ultimately plan on putting my plans for world domination in books, which I will publish and promote through YouTube. Again, the 2,000 YouTube videos that I've made. So, and I got into this after I got into sales. And this is really critical, because the thing is that I would sit there and I would talk to people who were dying. People who knew, they told me they were going to leave their wife and children behind because they wouldn't stop drinking Coca-Cola. And I would tell them, I'd be like, you are shitting blood, sir. You can't walk. You own a multi-million-dollar business and have 5 children. You are going to die if you don't stop drinking Coca-Cola. And he'd say, I know. So anyway, I've done sales, which means I know that everyone hates me. So it doesn't really matter if this, again, all comics should do sales. There's a guy in multi-level marketing, so he's just going to end up hating himself. because he thinks that the rejection's personal because he's selling people on a scheme to sell your soul, basically. The thing is, you gotta do honest sales. Because if you do honest sales, then you realize it's not your fault that everyone hates you. It's simply the fact that you want their attention. And then when you realize that they don't give a fuck about you, the same way you don't give a fuck about me. But the one thing that really happens that's interesting is that you're all wondering on some subconscious level, no, sir, I can stay up here all night. I have the stick. Why do you think I brought this? I don't do professional comedy. I have no intention of coming back to the state of Florida. You know, like, I can ultimately be up here as long as I want. And there are people laughing, so I think I could stay up, you know. I won't disrespect the owner of the establishment because that's simply not my desire, but if he so wishes, he can watch how long the monkey can dance for, and we can all see how long this... Okay. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The world hates you not because you're bad, but because you haven't tried hard enough to realize they don't care and try to figure out what it is they want. Good night.
Oh, man. Okay. Now, who doesn't want to watch 2,000 videos of that?
And it is credit to my wife that we even have that audio recording, because I didn't tell her to record anything. She just started recording the audio. I'm very grateful she did. I think I'm going to do more stand-up just to communicate my ideas, because to me it's just funny and it's fun. Like, I had more fun doing that last night than I've had doing anything in months. So, wow. You know, it's just fun. I had a lot of fun. And, they're all there to laugh. I think it's a good thing. I think I'm gonna do more stand-up and record it and put it on YouTube.